outstanding news. What's your assessment of what happened out there tonight in this game?
Assessment? Obviously, we didn't play very well. I want to obviously give Buffalo all the credit. They played the way you need to play. They controlled the clock, ran the ball. Was thorough in the situation. Offensively, we didn't move the ball effectively. We knew we were going to have to go the long way, the way they played us. So we had some key plays there in the second quarter, and I thought that if you can make it, maybe the game goes a different way. The penalty on the block punt attempt, that was a huge play. Not getting the turnover was another play. So we needed those plays. I think we were -6 big play production in the first half, and obviously we didn't get we needed to go score some points. Got a break with the weather. The weather was great in the first half, so we did not play well.
This brings up questions about your play on the road. You're so great at home.
There's what?
Your play on the road.
Yes.
It's so disparate.
It's a gap. It's part of my message. I just, we play so well at home, and there's just too big of a gap in our road games. Yeah, we're conscious of it. We'll got a long flight home to continue to talk about it, think about it. Now, obviously, we got to move on to Miami in the morning. We'll get this one corrected. But yes, we got to be better. And this, I think we talked about it coming off of the Thursday night game going into Philadelphia. I think this stretch really lays up well for us because, it gives us 3 road games, all tough games, and I don't think anybody expected to play the way we did tonight. They played well. I don't want to discredit their performance, but yeah, we got to be much better on the road, regardless of what's in front of us and all the other conversations, because there's too big of a gap between home and away.
Obviously, a lot of talent out there on defense, but how do you get this team to play more?
Hey, flag me down. I'll call on you. Okay.
Mike Towers for the ESPN. The run defense, that's been a worry for you for a good portion of the year. What happened today with them getting the edge and also up the middle?
Yeah, no, they got on our edge, a bunch, and I know Dan and the guys were very impressed with Cooks, throughout the week. So, specifically, they performed better than we did. They broke our contain, they broke tackles, they won the bend back battle. So, just all the little things that we've been good at. So, they were better at it today.
And you mentioned the turnover. Did you not get word quick that it was a fumble?
No, we did not get a replay.
How do you get this team to play more physical?
You gonna take care of this guy or what? What's your name?
Jay. How do you get this team to play more physical?
Trying to help you out here.
Okay, sorry, Jalen. We beat 105.
Yeah.
How do you get this team to play more physical? It seems like they just got beat up today. They're lacking physicality.
Okay, yeah, we didn't play as well as they did. That's all I got for you.
Anybody else? Michael?
In terms of the inability to stop the run, obviously no Hankins,
Yep.
those are felt, but is that enough? Why is such a...
No, I mean, there's no question. We got to be better. They ran the ball way too effectively. I don't know. I didn't see the final stats, but yeah, our run defense needs to be much better, without a question. I can clearly acknowledge that.
Ed.
Ed Order, ESPN. What do you leave here feeling about what this team's capable of?
Capable? Well, I think we all realize this. We're 10-4. I just think the fact of reality. We lost the game that we did not play very well, and they played well. You got to give them credit. And it starts with starts like anything. It always starts up front. It starts with the run defense, and no different. We didn't get enough attempt at the plates. Running the ball ourselves. So look at our situational offense. Hey. All 3 phases didn't get it done. Starting with me. I mean, we needed to put points on the board for our defense. Our defense needed help today, and we didn't give it to them.
Those first 3 touchdown drives the Bills had, each
Yeah.
of them had a personal foul.
Yeah.
Marcus one, you mentioned the Sam Williams one, and then Curse penalty for 15 yards. I don't know if you had a good look on any of those, but just the consequence of those early.
Yeah, I know there's 5. There's 5 called in the first half, so they're obviously. And it was a chippy game, and I think that's to be expected this time of year, the urgency and all that goes into these December football games. So, yeah, we don't want it. They were critical. I thought there was critical plays throughout the first quarter and second quarter that if we could make a play or two there, then maybe we can get this game going a different direction. But yes, they clearly were big factors in those drives.
And procedurally, what needs to take place in a challenge situation there about not having time to do?
Well, I grabbed my flag because I'm in the, it was a bang bang, and they went to hurry up, so and then there's communication with our guys up top, and we didn't get a review, so
John.
preview, whatever we call it.
John Shaw with The Athletic. What's your level of concern with Zach Martin?
I spoke to him briefly, but he told me he was going to be okay. So it's not as high as when he went down. So we'll know more tomorrow.
And then just your overall thoughts on TJ filling in.
I can't really give you. He didn't take us out of anything. So he had some plays. That went okay, and but yeah, we didn't scratch anything off the call sheet because of him. So it's credit to him.
What was the miss offensively with Jack in the passing game?
What was the miss?
Yeah, what was the miss? What did they do to?
We anticipated, the division zone over the top. So, we haven't got a ton of cover two. They played us some 2-man. So, yeah, I mean, I acknowledge they played way better than we did. I'm not going to sit here and pick apart routes and run blocking techniques and tackling. So, we did not play very well. So.
It's Coach George Radney, Challenger Community Newspaper. What do you feel in that second half coming out that you thought could have ignited your team, get your team?
I felt like we needed to score, go down and take that opening drive and score. And obviously had the chance. I thought if we could have got a score going in and going out, I think obviously they would give a chance to change the game a little bit. Then weather turned, and that didn't help the cause any.
Did they surprise you with anything that you saw on film this week?
Surprised? No, I'll be honest with you. The film we've watched, particularly the last 4 or 5 weeks, we knew we were coming in playing a hot football team. So, and they proved it tonight.
Thank you.
Mike.
Weather conditions obviously can make playing from behind more difficult. In the second half, you mentioned the weather was fine in the first half, and the second, was it an issue at all?
Yeah, I think the ball came out a little high, once or twice. But yeah, you have to ask. But yeah, it was wet. I mean, it was definitely wet down there in the second half, but it wasn't. I mean, I didn't think it was terrible. I mean, it didn't. We couldn't throw the ball in it. So.
Mike, did you consider taking Dak out late in the game when it started?
I did. We talked about it. We, at that 9-minute mark. I thought if we can get down there and the drive took too long. Once we got about halfway through the drive, I was not real comfortable with the guys we had in the game. So.
Mike, 2 questions. You clinched just before taking the field today. Was that mentioned to the team at all? Or
Just found out about it. Yeah.
And the other was, you talked about this stretch. You like the fact that they're playoff type games, but you don't have playoff consequences. Have you ever had a gap between home and road this late in the season that this team has exhibited?
I think there's normally a gap. I mean, I know the last place I was at, I think the record would reflect that. But it's about performance, and you want to be hardened in these games. That's why I go back to this schedule. Playing Philadelphia, Buffalo, and Miami. I mean, this stretch. I think this is a great stretch for us to get ready for playoff football. So, but we got to play better than this tonight. We're all disappointed. We're disappointed with the way the game went and the way we performed, starting with me. But we'll do what we always do. We'll get to work. The game will be great and watched on the plane ride home, and we'll hit it running tomorrow. Get ready for the Dolphins.
Last one, Claire.
Did you like the effort on? We talked about the run game, but the effort on they were pushing fouls defensively. Did you not just breaking?
Yeah, I just think effort is such a dirty word. They finished better than we did. Clearly, yeah, I acknowledge that, and to start the game, so it was something that we pride ourselves on, and they were better in that area today than we were.
All righty, thanks, Mike.
Thank you.